What's good, everybody? It's your boy Joe B1, your favorite rap and black series collector, #1 hip-hop Jedi in the galaxy. I really hope everybody's doing all right today. It's been a little while since I've recorded a video, especially one like this, and something I've seen kind of going around, and something that got inspired by, I think I was watching Out of the Basement's Lazy Sunday live stream, and it got me to thinking, like, the question was, like, what does the Black Series mean to you? You know, something along those lines. And it just got me to thinking about it, like, what does the Black Series mean to me? Why do I collect the Black Series? And I thought I'd make a fun video to talk with you guys on. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the intro. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so long story short, from the very beginning, you know, growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. I didn't have an opportunity to collect things, even though I was really interested in a lot of different things. You know, life was different for us. My parents ran a homeless shelter for most of my childhood, you know, and that was the most of their focus. And I've got like 13 brothers and sisters. That also played a role. So there wasn't a lot of money and time and whatnot to go around, and it was what it was. So I didn't often get to collect and get a lot of the stuff that I really liked and wanted, and it was okay, you know. Life went on. I grew up and so on, and I've been making music since probably about 15 years old, and now I am 41, and it's late 2019 actually when I picked up my very first Black Series action figure, which I think was the Orange Line Sand Trooper. I found it at my local comic shop, and they had a pretty decent price on it, but I don't remember what it was. It was more than retail, but it was enough that I was like, hey, this is pretty neat. I'll pick this up. Why not? It'd be fun to have on the desk at the studio. And that's kind of how the Black Series collection started. And for me, it kind of offered this chance to really connect with Star Wars in a more physical way, right? So I'm able to kind of build out, if I want to, scenes and take pictures, or, you know, I'm able to get some of my favorite characters and like different poses on the shelves and stuff, and they're always kind of easily accessible. And it's been a journey. I mean, when I first started, first couple of years, I really didn't know anything about collecting the line, and, you know, I didn't even think about the fact that there may be YouTube communities and Facebook groups out there about it, because it just didn't dawn on me. And then I came across Super Sorrel's channel. Was the first channel I actually came across. He's over in the UK, big YouTuber over there. He's about to hit 100K subscribers. But back then he was a Black Series completionist, and so I would just search up, you know, his reviews, and through the, you know, algorithm and everything else, discovered my case, discovered Out of the Basement, and so on and so forth. And some really great channels, by the way. Recommend all those guys. But, you know, in the early parts of my collecting, I wasn't informed by following those guys. And so, like, I was just buying stuff, things I really don't know what it was, and credit collection and all this stuff, which, to be fair, I like the color variation just for the shelf. But I also understand why they're not hugely popular with everybody. But, yeah, anyways. And as I started to become more informed, and I was able to kind of learn more about what I wanted in my collection and why, you know, my collection started getting refined. But, you know, here I am now. I'm about 350-ish, 400 Black Series figures in, and fully in on this line and hobby. And, you know, I'm not really tempted too much by other lines. Occasionally I'll pick up something fun or small, you know, but in general I stick to the Black Series. Part of that is budgetary, and the price for what you get, and in comparison to like maybe TVC, or going up to like Figure Arts or Mafex, like, it's character selection, quality, price, like kind of works for me, and space, you know, because the studio, which actually we've moved into a couple of years ago, is small. It's a really small space, and so Space is a premium. It kind of forces me to be a little bit more selective, and I'm definitely not a completionist, because I don't feel the need to have every variation of every character. So, but I know that doesn't really answer the first question, which is, what does the Black Series mean to you, and why do you collect the Black Series? So, the Black Series means to me kind of an opportunity to, like I said, have that physical aspect of Star Wars and have that connection of it, to be involved in this, what I discovered, this really big and kind of neat community, interact with some of those guys and gals, and that part of it is really fun, and it allows me to kind of heal some parts of my childhood in a way. That there's this kind of broken kid inside of me, and probably inside of a lot of us, and this hobby allows adult me to kind of offer some healing, and coming across some of these great outlets that I've found through these other channels has just helped even more expand on that. And I'm not personal friends with a lot of these guys. I chat with them sometimes in their comment sections, or watching their live streams and stuff like that. Occasionally shoot emails back and forth, or messenger and stuff, but I don't like to be all up. I just don't like to bother people. I'm kind of a hermit, and not really good. I don't want to say antisocial, but I just don't really know how to be social properly, and so oftentimes I just try to show my love and show my support and keep, not bothering those guys. Which isn't to say, guys, I'd love it if you guys ever wanted to chat with me and have me on one of your channels, or you guys ever want to come on and do a live stream or video with me, man, let me know. I'm always down. You guys are the best. But having that community is a real big part of what has kind of helped me as well, kind of not feel so isolated on account of my weird social nature. And I don't know if that really answers it. Like, what does it mean to me? Community, connection, expression, healing, just kind of inner child thing. And why the Black Series? I mean, I think I covered that with like the pricing and like all that stuff, but it's just neat, man. Like, if I'm watching something Star Wars related, or like, I've been kind of hyped up on something about Star Wars, or I'm reading something really interesting in the universe, which I do pretty frequently. It's nice to be able to grab some of this stuff and just have that added level of touch and connection, and or when I'm working on music, it's funny how inspired I can be by grabbing Rex or Obi-Wan, or one of these guys off the shelf while I'm writing and stuff. It kind of adds like a level of it allows my mind to kind of do some of the complex work in the background, even like if I'm working on some mixing and mastering or stuff like that. Sometimes it can get a little monotonous, and I'm listening to the same song 10 times in a row trying to get the sound just right. It can be a little tedious, and to have that distraction, it could be like, oh, boom, boom, boom. And because that, my brain, the way that it works sometimes is like, I can solve pretty complex issues of when I'm working on something musically, by doing something else, participating in something else mindless, and it's like, it's kind of working on the issue, and then all of a sudden it's like the aha moment happens. Might just be more evidence of my brokenness, I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'd really just kind of wanted to have a discussion about the Black Series. I really enjoy the line. I know that a lot of some people have kind of fallen out of love with it, which I totally understand, and I totally get why people would start reaching out towards imports or getting into hot toys and stuff like that. Totally makes sense to me. Don't want to take anything away from any of that. I actually appreciate a lot of the criticism from some of the channels. They're willing to talk about some of the stuff that I might not notice, just because I'm a little blind to it, simply for how much I enjoy this, how much is a little kid in me that's just like, oh wow, dude, yes. and isn't so focused on some of the details that could help the line improve as we go forward. So, I always love getting that perspective from some of these other channels and people that have been maybe collecting a lot longer than me, because listen, man, I've been making music since I was 15. I've been trying to be an adult since I was like 8 because I didn't have a choice. And so there's this part of me that just doesn't have the same experience and knowledge and wisdom on this particular subject, so when it comes to life and like decision making and like making mistakes and scraping your knee or making music or building your studio or advice on like microphones or audio environments and stuff like that, I got you. I'm your guy, but for these things, like collecting the Black Series is just a joy for me to get to do, if that makes sense. So it's tough for me to find harsh criticisms when I know what it's like, even like some of these designers, you know what I mean? Like, they're given a set of parameters, they're told to cook as best they can, they cook as best they can, and then, half their consumers like it and half their consumers say it's the worst thing ever, So it can be a struggle, man, and I've been through that as releasing music. Not everybody is gonna always enjoy what I'm releasing. And criticism, constructive criticism, is always welcome because it can help you grow as an artist, where just constant glazing isn't always necessarily helpful. And there's a way to do it without like completely murdering the confidence of the artist. And but yeah, I kind of got off track. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're new around here, do consider hitting that like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you're new, because all those things go a long way to helping me continue to feel motivated to bring you guys content. But on top of that, it also helps the channel to grow. And it means a lot to me whenever you guys drop in the comments or hit me a like. Like, it really does. It means a lot to me. It hits me right here. So I really do thank you for that. But yeah, guys, let's go out there and try to snowball some positivity, some genuine care, love, and empathy out there for the world. And yeah, remember, it's okay to like this stuff. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be premium, top, best, number one of the line, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you like the thing, it's all good. Don't let nobody try and, make you think that you're crazy for enjoying something, you know what I mean? And also, don't take it so seriously. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Much love. May the force be with you. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah, eyes open before the alarm clock ringing. While I'm smoking, I'm deep inside of my thoughts racing. Swisher burns, the world turns, they hearts changing. Think they learn? Now come on, face it. Yeah, they disgrace us with the way that they make us try to be just like them, but they can't ever break us. I'm amazing.